Wealth does not begin in your bank account, your business, or your career. It begins in the clarity of your desire. The mind cannot attract what it does not first recognize with precision. Too many people live with vague wishes. They want more money, a better life, or some undefined success. But a wish is weak fuel. It has no power to drive action or awaken the imagination. A burning desire, however, is different. It is sharp, specific, and impossible to ignore. It gives the mind a target, and the mind, once given a target, begins to organize itself to achieve it. If you say, "I want wealth," your mind does not know where to begin. Wealth is too broad, too undefined. But if you declare, "I want to build a business that generates $1 million annually within the next 5 years," your mind has something to grasp. Suddenly, your imagination starts to work. Ideas flow, resources become visible, and people who can help you seem to appear at the right time. What was once invisible comes into focus because you have given your mind the instruction to seek it. Clarity creates magnetism. It sharpens your focus and cuts away distractions. When your desire is clear, your mind naturally begins to reject what does not serve it and to attract what aligns with it. This is not magic. It is the law of focus. Whatever dominates your mental picture eventually shapes your reality. Ask yourself right now, how clear is your desire? If I pressed you to describe it in detail, could you do it? Could you write it down with such precision that another person could see it as clearly as you do? Until you can, your desire remains a shadow, not a force. The first step in attracting unlimited wealth is to turn your vague wishes into a definite, burning desire. Because the universe cannot deliver what you cannot define. Desire alone, no matter how clear, cannot move mountains unless it is joined by belief. Faith is the bridge between the thought in your mind and the wealth you seek to create. Without faith, even the sharpest desire collapses under the weight of doubt. But with it, your mind becomes unstoppable. Every great achievement in history was born from a mind that refused to question whether it was possible. The individual simply decided it was, and that decision created the energy to pursue it relentlessly. The human mind operates on what it accepts as true. If you believe you cannot achieve wealth, your subconscious will quietly close doors before you ever walk through them. It will create excuses, hesitation, and fear to justify your disbelief. But if you believe that wealth is not only possible but inevitable, your subconscious begins to open doors, attract people, and generate ideas that align with that belief. Faith transforms your mind into a magnet that pulls circumstances into harmony with your vision. This is why wealth is rarely attained by those who simply hope. Hope is fragile, easily broken by failure or delay. Faith is unshakable. It takes the form of conviction, an inner knowing that refuses to be discouraged by temporary defeat when challenges come, and they always do. It is faith that keeps you standing when others fall. The secret is that faith is not something you wait for, it is something you train. Just as muscles grow stronger through repetition, belief grows stronger by affirming your vision daily, surrounding yourself with proof of possibility, and refusing to dwell on doubt. Every time you act in alignment with your vision, no matter how small the step, your faith deepens. If desire is the seed of wealth, faith is the soil that allows it to grow. Without it, nothing can take root. With it, there are no limits. Once your desire is clear and your faith is firm, the next discipline is to train your imagination to see your wealth before it exists. The mind is the workshop of all creation, and visualization is its most powerful tool. Every building that stands, every invention that changes lives, every fortune ever created, first existed as an image in someone's mind. If it could not be seen there, it could never be built in the world. The challenge is that most people use their imagination unconsciously and often against themselves. They picture lack, they picture failure, they replay fears of what might go wrong, and the subconscious accepts those images as instructions. But when you deliberately hold a vivid picture of the life you desire, your mind begins to act as if it is already true. This is not mere daydreaming, it is training your mental faculties to expect abundance until it becomes natural. The brain is influenced by repetition. When you rehearse success in your imagination daily, the picture becomes familiar, almost inevitable. You begin to notice opportunities that align with that vision, where before you might have overlooked them. You speak differently, carry yourself differently, make decisions differently, because you have already seen yourself living the life you want. In time, your outer reality adjusts to match the inner rehearsal. Do not underestimate this practice. 10 minutes a day of focused visualization can achieve more than weeks of scattered effort. See the numbers in your bank account, see the office you will work in, see the faces of the clients you will serve. Feel the emotions as if it is happening now. The subconscious does not distinguish between imagination and reality. It acts on both. If faith gives your desire conviction, visualization gives it form. And when the form is held long enough and strong enough, the world itself will begin to bend toward that image. What you see in your imagination must be reinforced by the words you speak to yourself. This is where the power of affirmation comes into play. The subconscious mind is shaped by repetition. It cannot resist a thought that is impressed upon it again and again with emotion and conviction. Every word you repeat to yourself is a command, and those commands eventually form your beliefs, your actions, and your destiny. Most people fail not because their desires are too small, but because their self-talk constantly sabotages them. They say, "I can't afford this," or "I'll never get ahead," and their subconscious accepts those statements as truth. It begins to shape behavior and circumstances in alignment with that belief. What they don't realize is that the mind, like fertile soil, will grow whatever seeds you plant in it, whether those seeds are prosperity or poverty, confidence or doubt. The discipline of affirmation is to take control of those seeds. Each day you deliberately repeat statements that affirm abundance, success, and wealth until they dominate your inner dialogue. You might declare, "I am worthy of wealth. Opportunities flow to me daily. I am building a fortune through my focused action." At first these words may feel unnatural, even untrue. But as you persist, the subconscious begins to accept them, and once accepted, they become the guiding force of your actions. It is not enough to merely think positively. You must train your mind through constant repetition until the thought of wealth is more familiar to you than the thought of lack. Spoken with belief, these affirmations transform your mental state, alter your decisions, and magnetize the very conditions you once doubted were possible. If visualization is the blueprint of wealth, affirmation is the hammer that drives it into the subconscious. What you repeatedly tell yourself, you eventually become. So guard your words carefully, for they are the architects of your future. Desire, faith, visualization, and affirmation build a powerful foundation. But none of these can bear fruit without persistence and discipline. Wealth does not appear overnight, and the mind that expects immediate results is easily broken by delay. The truth is that every worthy achievement requires a season of testing, a period in which obstacles, failures, and setbacks appear, not to stop you, but to measure the strength of your resolve. The individual who quits at the first sign of difficulty has not yet trained their mind for abundance. They are still ruled by impulse and emotion, not by purpose. Discipline is what steadies the mind when enthusiasm fades. It keeps you moving forward even on the days when doubt whispers louder than belief. Persistence is the fire that transforms a fleeting desire into an unshakable force. Think of the river that carves through rock. It is not the force of a single strike, but the consistency of flow that creates the canyon. Wealth is the same. One disciplined action repeated daily will outlast bursts of uncontrolled effort. A person who persists with faith, even when progress seems invisible, eventually breaks through barriers that stop others. Do not mistake temporary defeat for permanent failure. Many fortunes were born only after repeated setbacks. Each challenge, each rejection, each obstacle has value. It strengthens your vision, tests your commitment, and refines your strategy. The ones who win are those who refuse to stop until victory is secured. When persistence is married to discipline, the mind becomes immovable. Nothing outside of you, no circumstance, no opinion, no delay, can control your destiny. You alone decide how long you will stand, how long you will fight, and how far you will go. Wealth is not won by chance, but by endurance. The question you must ask yourself is simple. Will you persist long enough for your vision to take form? At the core of all achievement lies the subconscious mind. It is the silent partner that works without rest, directing your decisions, shaping your emotions, and influencing your actions in ways you may not even realize. The conscious mind makes the choice, but it is the subconscious that carries it out. This is why training it is not optional, it is essential. If your subconscious is saturated with fear, doubt, and limitation, no amount of conscious effort will sustain wealth. But if it is saturated with thoughts of abundance, success, and certainty, then it will work tirelessly to bring those conditions into reality. Your subconscious cannot distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. It only knows what you feed it consistently. That is why clarity, belief, visualization, affirmation, and persistence are so powerful. They are not just practices. They are methods of programming the subconscious mind. Over time, they overwrite limiting patterns and replace them with wealth-producing ones. When the subconscious is aligned with your vision, your actions feel natural, opportunities seem to appear effortlessly, and decisions flow with confidence. But this requires vigilance. You must guard your mind as carefully as you would guard a treasure chest. Negative voices, toxic influences, and self-defeating thoughts must not be allowed to take root. Instead, surround yourself with reminders of abundance, with people who reinforce your vision, with environments that elevate your belief. Every influence you allow in either strengthens your subconscious alignment or weakens it. When your subconscious is properly trained, it becomes the greatest ally you will ever have. It will not rest until it fulfills the picture you have imprinted upon it. Wealth then ceases to be a distant hope. It becomes the natural result of who you are. So the final truth is this: you are not merely seeking to attract wealth. You are training your very mind to become the kind of person wealth cannot resist. Align your subconscious with abundance, and you will discover that unlimited prosperity is not something you chase. It is something you embody.